Hi everyone, welcome to MaryAnne's Mystic Mansions. Welcome back if you're coming back. I appreciate you so much for your support. Welcome to the newcomers and welcome to your daily Sun Sign Love Connection readings. Today we are on the last sign of the zodiac and the featured sign of Pisces. Beautiful, sensitive, loving, heart, compassionate, centered Pisces. And yeah, it's 12th sign of zodiac. You know, you take on every other sign prior to you, and you feel all the different feelings and energies and understandings. You're an old soul from many lifetimes. You represent the two fish going in two different directions. So kind of going with the flow is your main mantra, most of the time. I mean, being a water sign makes you extremely emotional, extremely sensitive. So moodiness does set in, but you know that. And you do accommodate others for that reason. In other words, you like to take the time to kind of have your alone time. As sociable as you are, as caring and giving to others as you are, and you truly are. I mean, there's no finer friend than you. You listen, you empathize, you care, you really sense the needs of others, and it's so beautiful. And I love and appreciate you and all the Pisces I've known in my life who have been exactly like that. And then, yes, there are times that they have, challenges and possibly just, heartaches and things that make them need to just be them alone with themselves and kind of build up that energy again and listen to their intuition, which is incredibly powerful, a gift that's notably known to water signs in general, but certainly you, Pisces. And then your artistic, creative endeavors and abilities are, unparalleled, and people really appreciate that. And I'm talking about all forms of creativity, because it could be simple. It could be the way that you set your table at night or something, the dishes in such a way, but it's also far more than that. It's definitely, the singing, the writing, the art, the painting, all of the mediums are very, very important to many, many Pisces. And it's because of that sensitivity. I've always found that to be true, including in my own family growing up. The artists are the more sensitive, and I don't know, they're almost on this different realm all the time, which is what people think of you as well. You kind of have this half in the spirit world, half on the ground kind of feel about you, and it's a lot of times very, very engaging, and you're impressionist, you're impressionable, you're very trusting, very, very, very caring. But I could go on and on about that. Let us pick your highlighted connection for today, Pisces, because that's what Spirit wants you to know about for whatever particular reason. And what I do is read 3 major categories about this particular highlighted connection. And, the categories cover most and all questions generally that people have asked throughout the years of me doing readings and, explanations of what Spirit wants to bring forth to you. So let's see what that is first and foremost. And then we'll go on with some of the major astrological things happening in the sky for all of us, but how it will affect you specifically as the featured sign today. So your highlighted connection for today is that of Leo. Wow. Not quite your polar opposite, but next to it. And I'll tell you, in my own family circumstances, and certainly many clients in the studies, water and fire, they're an interesting and very, very common connection that I see. I mean, you've got that fiery, ambitious aspect, of Leo. And this, by the way, is very much a very strong current and energy we're feeling. One, because we have Mars that was in Cancer, went into Leo very recently. And then at the end of the month, I believe, it's going to be Venus going into Leo. So there's huge amounts of passion compiled with your automatic and innate passion. And there's your sensitivity, like I said, but water kind of helps tame and, temper, I should say, the fiery kind of notable energy that's associated with any fire sign, but definitely with Leo, because Leo is ruled by the sun. I mean, I read for sun signs because that's the personality part in our chart. That's your first house. That's the day you're born, and you know, your ego and your desires and likes and your interests in the worldly things, and you know, how you feel about people and life, and your what you want to present and what you believe you want to do in your life. It's all from that, your first house. And that's also very much associated with the outside world and our connections and such. And that is what rules Leo, is the sun, ego. You know, they want to be seen and heard and admired and, you know, recognized. And most of the time they really are. I don't remember being in a situation, you know, in a social setting where I had not met a Leo and pretty much knew it from the get-go, because they're very entertaining and they're funny a lot of times. They're center stage, you know, the world is their stage. And, you know, they have great compassion. And this is something that immediately attracts you, Pisces, oftentimes, more often than not. You know, you are sensitive, so sometimes when they are in their Leo state of, oh, this is going to happen, and I'm fire, and I'm going to motivate and make myself, and that kind of energy, which is attractive. But a little, you know, I mean, if you're oversensitive, you're going to be like, whoa. Well, you work on that. You work on the love language, and you really do help each other. And Leos love the attention that you give them. I mean, there's no getting around that. They like to be taken care of, but they will absolutely take care of you. And this isn't just in committed relationships. This is friendships. I mean, Leos are incredibly loyal and caring. They're a fixed sign. You are not. You're a mutable sign, of course, Pisces. And right now there's been a lot of mutable energy, I must say. We're in Gemini season, which is the twins, represents the twins. So that's the duality right there. And then we've had the Mercury retrograde in Gemini, which is going to end next week. So we're at the precipice of that, which is kind of cool because it just makes things clear and we can move forward with less, you know, stops and starts, if you will, with Mercury going forward. And it is the ruling planet of Gemini. So it's the mind and it's movement and fast, sometimes just here, there, and everywhere scattered. And you can understand that because you too are the mutable sign where you can do and be a lot of things. You're the chameleon of the zodiac. People are like, wow, I saw her in a different light, or him in a different light than I saw with this particular group of people. Like I said, you take on the people's energies. You just become them, which is great for acting and, you know, that sort of beautiful career and talent. But there's a definite attraction physically, spiritually, with the two of you. And you know, you were historically ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter's in your sign right now, Pisces. So this is a very, very important little snippet or time frame, which started on May 13th and will end on July 28th for you, because this is a preview of what's going to happen starting December, after it goes back into Aquarius, which it was in from January through May, and that'll be from July 28th through December 28th. And then it's about you. And this is a wonderful, wonderful time for any sign to have that year. I mean, changes come about, opportunities, anything that Jupiter touches, it expands. So you want to focus in on the things that are so incredibly important to you, that bring you great passion and love. I mean, love is the ultimate thing for you. It's what really, really keeps you going and helps you to thrive. And I'm talking about how you continually give out love. You continually help others on a regular basis. So the whole world gets to feel this feeling with Jupiter in your sign. But when you're that sign, of course, you have this special magic that can happen. I hope you're feeling that already, and that you will continue to, and that you will just be really doing what you do best, which is to imagine and create this life that means the most to you, these associations that mean the most to you, these inspirations and job opportunities, you know, usually entrepreneurial work, because you love being able to work for yourself. You're really good at that. You work hard though, and you want to make sure you take time now to kind of retreat and relax during the retrograde. And Jupiter will go retrograde in your sign at the end of the month. But that only means you're going to be even more introspective about what really, really matters. Because, I don't know, I feel like we're so involved with how we can go out and do things for others and and especially now trying to get back on track and, you know, reset our lives this year. That's what this year is about, really. That the time we spend introspectively focusing on the ways that we can improve and the ways that we can, I don't know, just express ourselves in a better way maybe, or, you know, feeling better about ourselves overall, is probably a lot less than it really could be, which would make it a better place for everybody when we feel good within ourselves. You know, it ripples out into the world, you know what I mean? It's just a real important aspect. So anyway, the two of you, I'm sure there's some sparks flying up, no doubt. And there's fun to be had. And there's parties and there's little vacations and big vacations being planned. And you're no exception. So I'm going to read the 3 major categories because I'm excited, and the readings have been extremely positive. And not to forget to mention the 2 very important and very optimistic and positive energies that are coming through and will continue to for the next 6 months or more. Depending on, once again, your natal chart and the degrees of your sign or your moon sign or your rising sign, you're so much more than the sun. But the 2 eclipses, the first full moon eclipse, lunar eclipse, super moon eclipse that happened on May 26th in Sagittarius for truth seeking and adventure and higher learning and educating ourselves, you know, for independence and expression, and then the new moon eclipse that happened on the 10th of June, excuse me, in Gemini, which is absolutely about new beginnings and new inspirations and new ideas and informing others in the mind, and, you know, just connecting as much as possible. This is lost. It was lost for a year or more, and it needs to come back, and people are very anxious and ready. And so just wonderful information, news along those lines in some capacity that will transform your life. Some of you, like, you'd never imagined, but in beautiful possible ways. So the first category is always the overall energy that brings you to the reading. And this is the first half of the month readings. I will start again tomorrow for the second half of the month, and I will then add different tarots. I'm using the Gilded Tarot for the 3 major card messages. Then I go on to use the 2 oracles for all Pisces and every single one of your beautiful connections. And so the first card leading you to this reading, wow, this has come up a lot. And I shuffle constantly, but there's a reason. You know, Spirit needs to share this information for those that want to come in and see these beautiful channels that I watch myself. And, you know, you take in this and you see that, oh, there's a pattern here. That's what astrology is. It's astrology because it's about the cycles and the different times in life and the patterns that repeat themselves, sometimes not for hundreds of years, but those that studied it from hundreds and hundreds of years ago started to see these patterns. And then they put meanings behind it and energies, you know, because the stars have energy. We all have energy. And it's a mathematical, scientific, you know, study. It's so much more than just reading your horoscope. But I love doing that too at the end of the day with the right person. It just puts things into perspective. Well, your first overall energy is the King of Swords. So even though, you know, we have Jupiter in Pisces for a short stint, we did have it in Aquarius starting, I think it was December 17th or something, 2020, through May, and then going back July through the end of December again. And Aquarius is the mind. Aquarius is the ideas. Aquarius, what is that? I think I just made that word up. Aquarius is about the world, the globe. How can I help everybody? How can everybody be given a fair shake, if you will? And how can we do it through technology, through medicine, i.e., you know, vaccines right now? I mean, perfect synchronicity as to what's happening in the real world. And so Jupiter went into Aquarius, and Jupiter just expanded that. And you're going to see all sorts of things coming through. The eclipses are bringing through a lot of truth and further communication about that. And being able to see things far more clearly once the retrograde, like I said, is come through. Things we may not want to necessarily see, but we're going to anyway, because personally, I mean, there's my truth and your truth. I get that. But there is one truth in the end. And we will be privy to that, if you will, and it'll be pretty pretty straightforward. And that's what this is about. The king is the maturity of that, and sending the right messages for the right reasons and being just and fair in the process. It could have to do with institutions and finances and medicine and all the things that equate to having conversations to change things, to make that difference. It has to start with the connection of words and, you know, putting it down into pen and then therefore making it law and so forth. But it feels very, very strong. And you know what else I love a lot is we have a lot of water influence right now for you Pisces. We have, you know, Mars was in Cancer until it went into Leo more recently, but Venus is in Cancer. And Venus is the most feminine, beautiful energy about our hearts and love and magic and, you know, sensuality and things that we love to touch and feel and taste. And nature, my gosh, going out into nature sometimes when you're just not feeling yourself and getting your feet into the ground or hugging the tree like you hear, working in your garden, getting your hands dirty, you know, in the dirt and soil. It brings you back down to the ground and to the reality of how beautiful the world really, really is, you know, on that perspective, in that way. And then all the other stuff is just, to me, it's just cherry on the sundae, you know. It's just all the beautiful aspects that can be there if we choose to see that. That's a huge part of it. But communicating, and a lot of water signs, they feel so much, you know, that they don't necessarily verbalize. Not all of you, of course. Many are extremely good at, you know, expressing yourself and teaching, and people listen very earnestly because they learn so much from you. But the ones that have a little bit of an issue because they think that people just know because they know so much and they have this, you know, sixth sense and psychic ability and stuff, this influence of the Aquarius and air signs that is going to predominantly be a part of the sky's patterns for years to come now is going to be very helpful for you, because it's going to give you that strength with that wonderful Leo influence, especially now in the next, you know, month or so, to bring it forward and to feel confident about what you're saying and to see and be seen, you know, and start your YouTube channel. And yeah, you'll stutter and you'll make mistakes and people will be like, yeah, maybe not. But a lot of people will say, yeah, I feel you. I resonate with you. I agree. And I want to be a part of what you feel, you know. And then the more of us that do that, that bring that light and love, well, it changes things phenomenally. But you know that, Pisces. So you're feeling strong right now and you're feeling like you can speak your truth. And I like that in a relationship. You have to have that, I think. I think communication is essential for the ones that work out, I think, the best. And sometimes you have to get help in doing that. And that comes into this, you know, as well. Getting that proper, you know, guidance and counseling from institutions like, you know, doctors and so forth, and counselors. That comes under the you know what I'm trying to say. It has a lot to do with the whole air energy, because it's about speaking and working. And may I not forget to say that because of you, Pisces, it is one of the most healing and, yes, very strongly intuitive times with Jupiter in your sign as well. So all things can be healed should we want that to be the case. And there are ways to have that happen, and you can find out more information, and it will come to you, and it'll come in ways you may not even expect. But I think, once again, you're used to that as well. Go with the flow, be flexible, and just be listening and watching for the signs. Second category is the possible blessings or obstacles. And you have the 8 of Wands. Bam! There's the fire, boy. There's that Leo. There's that action. Because they're not sitting on your laurels anymore. You're done. You're not. And everything, apparently, in the United States, as far as I know, certainly in California, is moving forward. I shouldn't have said in the United States. It's our day to just, it's all open. It's happening tomorrow. It's like, here we go. It's like it took forever, and then bam, here it is. And that's perfect. And it's about news coming in regards to that, and how it's going to affect you in beautiful, positive ways and keep you motivated and give you back that energy and that incentive. And like I said, with your highlighted connection, Pisces, being Leo, in addition to the energies that are extremely powerful right now in Leo with Mars. And what was the other one? Well, it's going to be Cancer season by the end of this week, and we're going to have a beautiful summer solstice. So that energy in itself is always very invigorating, and it just makes people want to just get out and do your thing. So there you go. Bam. All beautiful. Cancer, once again, being a very compatible sign to you, Pisces, as a fellow water sign. I'm sure you have a lot of Cancers in your life. And if you do, let me know. You can always subscribe, and that's like following, and like and comment, and I promise I'll always respond. And it's a really, really nice, supportive thing to do. And there's no strings attached ever. It's just letting me know that you are feeling this and connecting and you're resonating or not. And when you do that little gesture, it goes a real long way. It really does. So thank you for that. The final category is that of finances. You know, energy of money, energy of what we consider to be our wealth. It's in our family a lot of times. It's in our friends. It's in my animal that I have. It's in, you know, our gardens. It's certainly in money. We have to have that to survive. And you have the Four of Cups. Okay, there's that water element. There's that energy of creativity, of imagination, of heart center, of emotion, of fulfillment. And with the Four, you've got three standing to the side of this person, looking straight up at one coming right at them. So perhaps there's something missing still. Perhaps there's something not quite completed. I can imagine that. I can understand that. I think things have slowed us down and there have been some blocks with the retrograde, but it's right there. You either know what's already happening, Pisces, or you're about to manifest this, or you're not even sure, but something will come in. Spirit is working with you every moment of every second of your life. And you can co-create, and you can actually put out specific intentions or requests, and you can meditate on that, and you can be still, and you will get answers. You know, as long as you're willing to put in that energy, whatever it is, if it means sitting in your room and meditating, that type of energy, or going out and bringing out those resumes, or sharing these ideas with other people so that you can be heard and they can be a reality, they can materialize. But 4 becomes the stability of everything. That's the number in numerology that represents stability and balance. And, you know, that's important for duality signs because they can be up and down at times, right? And when you're still and you just let that happen, all sorts of beautiful, magical things happen, especially with Jupiter in your sign. So have faith and hope, okay? Because, well, mainly faith, and I would say trust. Believe in your ability, first and foremost, because wonderful things are coming through. You've already got wonderful things, and I know you realize that. But if there is that one thing you're just like, is it a child that you want? Is it a new home? Is it a new car? I don't know. The list goes on. Just believe, be patient, because this time until certainly after the retrograde, I would say the first week of July, to be honest. Visualize it, you know, imagine it into reality. That's part of the oracle that I read at the end of this reading, because it is absolutely a reality that we do that unintentionally a lot of times. We're manifesting, but we can make the things we want to happen by consciously believing it and feeling it into existence. So I love that a lot, but let me finish this particular highlighted connection reading with the rune that I like to add, just to kind of culminate the reading, if you will, because it's very, very, very right on sometimes with the information and the message and the power of wisdom that it has. So I always set this one, and I will read to you on the back what the actual rune represents. It looks like this. I want to say like a fish almost, to be honest, because I was raised a Catholic, and I remember seeing this on my uncle, who's a priest, still is, over 70 years. He would have a sash, and it had something that I remember being like a fish. And fish represents, you know, abundance and ideas and creativity, and it's a lucky symbol. I'm going to put it right under there, under this beautiful second category, possible blessings or obstacles, with the Eight of Wands, like what is that message that's coming in so fast that you need to know and you're going to hear, especially with the eclipses. They're all about information and messages coming through for months, like I said. All part of your beautiful divine destiny and, you know, I would say karmic fate even. So I'll read to you what it says on the back and what this particular rune represents. And what it represents is the 23. So 2 plus 3 equals 5, and that's extremely about change. Well, I'm telling you, we're all going to be seeing and feeling even more change than we have, if you can imagine. But this is going to be more physical, mental, happy kind of, okay, did the relaxing, couldn't even say that, forget, I don't even know it's like this. It almost felt like an exorcist right there. Forgive me. You've had time to completely be with yourself, more than you could probably have ever wanted or asked for. And in that time, you have been expanding and growing and transforming day by day, moment by moment. And now it's the time where you can get out and it's okay and it's allowed and it's not restrictive like it was. And you're going to go gangbusters. It's like, okay, world, here I am. And yeah, it has wonderful potential. So 5s are change and, you know, sometimes challenge, because challenge is it moves us forward, does it not? You know, when I get a challenge, I'm like, yeah, I'll make that happen. You betcha. Why not, you know? I mean, so anyway, that's the actual name is Othila. And so we'll go in here and I'll read to you. Open right up to it. Okay, the word associated with this rune is ownership. Now that automatically just really resonated with me, because for me, it's everything we do, we are accountable for and we should own in all respects. But more importantly, it's about ownership of maybe a business, a home, you know, like I said, something that's going to really level you up and help you to grow and excite you and keep you motivated, and you get to share this with others. It's something that will be beneficial for everybody, and that's this time too. It's about other people. Whenever you have a water element predominance, like with the Cancer and the season we're entering into, it's very much about those you love and wanting to cater and wanting to care and wanting to soothe and all those beautiful heart-centered things that come with that and emotions. So that's perfect. So for ownership, once again, the time period is actually between May 30th and June 13th. So we are just about at that time. I mean, it was from the end of May, which was, of course, still Gemini season, and then June 13th, which is exactly where we are. We're on the, I'm sorry, yesterday was the 13th. That included those incredible eclipses. So during that time, something very momentous, some impetus of some sort has taken place, whether you know it or not. You will absolutely be knowing it as time moves forward. But that's very, very coincidental and synchronistic to me. Now, the words associated with Othilo is response, home, of course, with the energies of, you know, the water and yourself. Working from the home base, the internal, once again, that could be associated with that. And assets, inheritance, family, of course, once again, entering into the Cancer, and with Venus being in Cancer, it's definitely love of family, friends, people we hold dear and near to our heart. And then tradition, learning from the past, and good luck. Woohoo! Because I love good luck. And I know people say, well, good luck is a combination of good preparation and belief and trust in how that all works together. You know what I mean? Because yes, you think you have good luck, but in some ways you've actually prepared for it, you know, and that's a smart thing. So that when that time comes around, you're ready, and boom, there's that, you know, beautiful, mysterious, mystical, magical time that it's just perfect and beautiful, lucky things occur. So, and that's what's happening with Jupiter in your sign anyway, Pisces. So I hope you feel incredibly lucky, and I hope it continues to to work that way in your favor, and I know it will through next year. So you have a lot to look forward to. Let me finish with the 2 oracle messages. The first one is the beautiful psychic tarot for the heart. Have to have the heart, and you're all about that, and so is Leo. So I hope the 2 of you are doing extremely well, and you find some really beautiful beautiful times together, and great expression, because you're both very creative and very talented. We're moving on from that for all of your relationships, Pisces. I'll move this out of the way. This wonderful message for you from the Oracle Divination of this deck is a couple more shuffles. Take the lead. My goodness, what a beautiful, beautiful illustration. And 3 represents, you know, cooperation, collaboration, this Holy Trinity, you know, Father, Son, Holy Ghost, and so many more meanings with the 3 and how the universe works in that way. But look at this picture. Take the lead. You have the sun shining on you right now, hugely, or certainly Jupiter, and yeah, even the sun, because you know your duality, friend aspect, and you know understanding of everybody basically, but certainly Gemini hasn't been a bad thing for you. It's actually been really cool, because you love that mutable, you love to be changed, you love to see things, you love to feed off of that for your artistic endeavors and you know your sensitivity, but also you know, Cancer. I mean, a lot of Cancer influences. And then once again, Jupiter in your sign. You cannot dismiss this. So if you're feeling that lovely energy coming through with this Mars in Leo now, take it as far as you can and just be proud and self-sufficient. Speak your truth. Do your thing. And you will attract so many people and so many opportunities. So let me read to you specifically what it says, though. And that is the violet borders. So I want to say, and I'm not remembering right now, let me double check. Green represents the cups. Red is pentacles, the physical. Looks more like an orange to me. I want to say this is emotions, but let's see here. Where is it, my friend? Where is that? Yes, it's swords. It is the mind. It is our thoughts and our ideas and our ability to express in some form, you know, take that lead, express yourself, be heard. And so, yeah, 3 is, it's just the next page. I'm sure it's, there we go. Wait a minute, I'm so sorry. So it's not showing up right now. What's going on? I did say indigo, right? Well, something else is happening. So let me double check and see, because I don't know. Violet. Violet, okay? And I'm an incredible lover of purple and violet, and that is the 3rd eye, and that's your main forte, Pisces. And so, forgive me, that's the wands, that's your passion, that's your drive, that's that Leo influence. That is the spirited aspect of us that makes us go from our mind and our heart to do it, to make it come true, you know, to move it into the possibility realm. So the words are enthusiasm, initiative, grounding, and creativity. Strong energies, for success are around you as new opportunities are opening up. Hello, I think we've been saying that. Certainly your messages have. Tap into this energy to fire up your relationships and bring all that you desire regarding matters of the heart. Call down the divine flame to ignite your passion and show you the way to achieve your deepest wishes. Don't wait for the other person to make a move. Take the initiative and be bold. Okay, I did not. Certainly in relationships, hey, what do you think about that? I know Pisces that are very capable of, you know, asking out someone versus having to be asked out, but I didn't even see that. And maybe that's the change and the transformation in yourself, where you're going to have that self-love and self-respect and realize not working the other way, and I haven't been around people enough to really remember anyway, so I'm going to make my own initiative. I'm going to take the lead, and I'm going to instigate this relationship because I feel good about it, and I'm being guided to do so. Right on, man. That's right. This is about the heart. So I don't know. Is that what happened? Has it happened? Let me know. I'm very curious to know that. And if not, give us some times, because these readings are not, they're not linear. They happen when they're supposed to happen. It may have already happened, actually. And it's just picking up on that. So that's exciting. I like that. I promised myself today I was going to do something different. At least one or two things. And I actually bought something different at the store, Trader Joe's. I go to it all the time. Generally pick up the same things. I thought, gosh, I got to start adding some new stuff to my life. I need that. I'm feeling that. I have a Pisces rising, so, I'm taking the lead. I bought something new to eat. And I'll do more, I promise. But this last beautiful oracle is the OG deck that I have, which is the Super Manifestation deck. Super Attractor Manifestation, where we recreate the life we want. For all the reasons I've explained. And you do it all the time, Pisces. You're very, very good at this. And I admire you. And I love doing it too. Even for small things, Because we can. Why not utilize our gifts? The mysterious and magical parts of us. Well, there's your heart right off the bat, the green. When I cultivate a spiritual connection, I can trust the universe no matter what. And that's the best part about spirituality for me. Is that I want to control things a lot of times. I feel like, okay, I'm in charge of this. I run my business. I got to pay the bills. I got to make sure. And that's a control thing, right? There's no getting around it. And the times when we have retrogrades and people are rescheduling and you're like, okay, well, I just need to let that go. I'm going to surrender. You got this, universe. Go for it. Show me what you got. I'm sure it's way more than I could imagine. And I'm sure it's far better, but I'm open to it, and that's basically what this is saying. And I like those days, and they don't happen all the time, but I definitely let them happen. And it's so wonderful what comes through it, and that you are being heard, and there's definite confirmation and recognition of that. I certainly hope that's happening for you. I hope that you do feel this resonance right away. But like I said, do give it time, and come back to see your mid-month readings, because it can see if it's in a streamline, if the storyline continues, or it verts or diverts, or there's a different path perhaps. I'm excited for you about that, but this is good. So I hope it's beautiful for you. I hope you feel good, and I hope you continue to, and use your magic, embrace it. Until next time, thank you, and bye for now.